And I remember tweeting JJ saying, "Oh, I've seen the video, salute." And I remember him being, "Oh shit, Akinfenwa got at me." And in my head, I'm thinking, but you just did a video that got so many views. How are you gassed to see me?
We're all of the generation where we first knew about you when you were in JJ's videos and stuff like that, and he was making FIFA videos. You're the strongest man in FIFA for fucking...
It was for years.
Yeah, man. It was, they messed up on, I think there was a glitch in the Matrix in 2015 when they said somebody else was strong. This was silly. That's ridiculous.
Do you know who it was?
No,
It was Lemon.
remember.
It was Lemon.
I think it was Haller, if I recall.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
Was Sebastian Haller?
I think it was. This is what I said. There was a glitch in the Matrix. So
Yeah. I mean, he played for my club, West Ham, and you're stronger than him.
So we're just...
Wilfred Burney was up there.
Yeah, them man were never stronger than me though.
Nah.
But to be fair, it would have been, I think, from 2010 up until FIFA 22. That's where, and don't quote me on that, but trust me, your FIFA dons will come out and correct me really quick. I understand them ones, but I definitely know 10 years solid, which was, it is what it is. But it's the same, you know, the maddest thing is, and that's why for me, I can't pay homage enough to JJ. I can't pay homage enough to JJ. One, for the individual he is anyway. Especially now I've retired, I'm making a transition. And also, I came through the come up of being too big to play football. He would have come up, and all of y'all, especially in the YouTube era, would have been like, you can't do this because you're YouTubers, or you can't do this. And just to be able to say, nah, man, fuck it, we can. Like, if we want to do it, we can do it. So for me, I salute that whole generation. But with JJ, for me, he introduced me to a demographic or to a world within a world. Like, I wasn't massive on social media. Like, 2010 or 2011 was when I think that first he was doing that Beast segment.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I weren't even playing FIFA at the time. I was a Pro Evo guy at first.
That's controversial.
Yeah, but FIFA all the way. FIFA. But yeah, so I wasn't even playing FIFA, and I remember telling people this, as much as people won't clock this now because they're only now. I was very private with my stuff. So I remember having alias accounts, and because I played as a product of the EFL, so that went on TV. So if you wasn't following Swansea and that, you didn't know I played football.
Right.
So I could come back to London and people wouldn't know what I did, and I liked that. I liked having two separate lives.
Would you never be like stopped in the street and stuff like that?
Over here?
Yeah.
Nah. In London, them time before social media, nah, not at all. And it was social media, and I keep saying that there's the positives and negatives with anything, but social media had made a big world very small, which was good. So all that getting recognised was a perfect storm in regards of JJ and FIFA. I didn't know FIFA's community was insane the way it was. I really didn't know. And I didn't know the power of social media. So after that video he put up, that was when I first then actually did Twitter. So I didn't have my own Twitter, and I had an alias Instagram account. So I was just like, just my inner close people had my account. And then off of that, we did the Akinfenwa Instagram and the Akinfenwa Twitter. And off day one, it was, I can't remember how many followers I got. And I remember tweeting JJ saying, "Oh, I've seen the video, salute." And I remember him being, "Oh shit, Akinfenwa got at me." And in my head, I'm thinking, but you just did a video that got so many views. How are you gassed to see me? And then it was just like, but I remember chatting to him, and he was like, "I'm just a kid doing videos about a game that I love." And then to see somebody that did a video send a message saying, he was like, "Oh shit, it was cool." And he was just on the come up. And then that's why, and then after that, realized, oh shit, like, because I thought social media, especially at the time, YouTube was a young person's thing at the time. And I remember having a conversation with my brother thinking, shit, like, there may be a market out there because people seem like they had gravitated to the Akinfenwa Beast tagline. So we sat down and was like, all right, cool, man, what can we do? What can we do for ourselves? That's how Beast Mode On was started. Literally, just a conversation with him, and I sent a Twitter out. I sent a tweet. So I sent a tweet saying something like, "Oh, I'm going to training and I'm going to be Beast Mode On." That was the first of it. I hashtagged it.
Just playing off of the
just playing off the Beast.
Yeah.
So just like, oh no, man, I'm Beast Mode On. And then from then it was, and then of course, then started collaborating with FIFA. And then when I started collaborating FIFA, So like JJ took man to one element, and FIFA took man to a flipping whole nother stratosphere. And that's when I said it was a perfect storm. Didn't know JJ was an entity to himself, and then FIFA was an entity to itself. So it's just been mad.
Where were you when you're just playing for Swansea and you hear like the light rustlings of like, oh, this big YouTube guy?
I was
like,
Northampton at this time.
Oh, were you?
So I was at Northampton. Right. So by this time I wasn't even playing for Swansea. So Northampton was, I remember I was in a hotel room. So that's why I used to stay in a hotel room. And I remember I got a message, and somebody first, before I spoke to my brother, they said, have you seen the FIFA video? So in my head, I'm thinking, wait, FIFA put me in a video? Like, I was like, oh shit, what, am I moving like that? So I must have been scoring goals for Northampton at this time.
Yeah.
And then there was like, nah, man, like there's a video on YouTube. But when I'm talking about this, I weren't in that world. So I was like, so what? There's a YouTube video. I said, yeah, look. And they tagged me in the video and I watched it. And I ain't gonna lie, I still love the video now. I like the way Jay, he can take on the universe. I just remember chuckling. I was like, oh, this is a bad boy video. And then that's what it was. And then I see it. And then it was like 2.1 million views. I was like, wait, 2.1 million people have seen this. This is like 15 years ago or something like that. It's like, rah. Wait, 22.1 million people have seen this. What? And it was, of course, thumbs up, and I was like, oh shit. 2.1 million people know Akinfenwa's name. That's just how I was like. Bruv. So I was like, oh, rah, this is deep. And then from then, it was just that. And then gradually, I mean, started doing collabos and videos with the YouTube world. And then all of a sudden, that was it. And then realised how many people played FIFA. That was, the mind-boggling thing was me, is how many people played FIFA. And it was the same. So I remember when JJ was like, oh yeah, when a footballer messaged him. But I remember when Henri was like, oh yeah, man, I've seen you score goals against me. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, you're on FIFA. I was like, wait, so you know me off of FIFA, and that was what it was. The same with Obama. And so I'm name dropping when how many players. And then you start realising, well, hold on, brother, I play FIFA. And so we kill time as footballers. So the elite must play football. So that means the elite are maybe scored goals against the elite. And then that's just how it then correlated. And then all of a sudden I was just known.
That's so sick, though.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You're now friends with JJ. You know him very well. What's your opinion of him as a man, not a YouTuber?
And it's I started by saying I can't big him up. I can't big him up enough. And that's not me. I'm not blind smoke up his arse at all. For me, I'm 40. I'm gonna be 41. I think JJ's. He's not even 30 yet, is he? So he's not even. So we're different. I don't need to blow smoke up his arse. But what I can take from him, as in qualities as a man, as in, and I use a statement from my life: to do things not to prove others wrong, but to prove yourself right. And he has now crossed over on many different formats. And that just shows, for me, be comfortable in your own skin. And that's what he's the definition of. He's the definition of, people, you can't say that, or you can't do that. And so, well, shit, then don't fuck with me. If you told me to be who I am, then don't fuck with me. And that, for me, as a person, that's why I can't speak out of that. I can't ever say a bad word from him. And the reason why also, I remember for this doc, he was in my documentary, and I didn't chat to him in a minute, because we're different. And every now and again, I'll see him, I would drop something, and I say, oh, yo, that's sick. Rather than that, well, we keep it pushing. I was like, oh, listen, we're doing something. I'm doing a documentary in FIFA in it. You play a massive role. He said, B, when do you need me? And this was like on a Thursday. I goes, oh, look, they want to do it Mondays. All right, cool. This is the time. And I was like, and at this time, well, he was still been doing bare stuff. So that, for me, when somebody as busy as that, I still think, like, I've got footballers like my idols in my phone book. I still think he's probably the biggest celebrity I've got in my phone book. You know what I'm saying? And for him to be able to be like, yeah, B, when you need, man, come true. You know what I'm saying? So I can't speak highly enough of the individual. I really can't. Quick
story I'll tell you now. I've told my listeners this before. I met a guy, we went and played five-a-side, just lived on my nan's hill in Norwich. Just an everyday guy, got on with him, went and played football. He goes to me, oh, I've just been to the Joe Weller fight at the weekend. I was like, Joe Weller KSI back in, so I was like, that's weird, because he's not from this world at all. So I was like, okay, how'd you go there? He's like, our ringside seats. JJ gave them to me. And I was thinking, oh, this is mad. I went, how'd you know him? He went, I just started playing on Xbox one night, got in a lobby with him. We started chatting. He said, so this was probably back when they were like 18, 19. They've grown up, and JJ stayed in touch and played. He said, and then I went homeless about 5 years ago, and JJ just sent me a year's rent. And no one would have ever known about that had I not just bumped into this random guy that lived. So, I mean, shout out to JJ.
Right, do you know do you know? I'm. It's crazy because I'm so glad you say that in a sense where, and it's the stories behind the stories. So it's not the clout stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's nothing. You ain't got nothing to gain by telling this story, and that's what it is. And I always like the fact when people then turn around and say that statement. Oh yeah, you know what? The fame or the money, you've changed. And I always say they ain't changed. They just didn't have the aspect that the attributes at the time to show their real colours. And JJ's gone from strengths to strengths, and he keeps doing that. So he was like that as an individual. And when you can keep that, you can keep the essence of who you are. And think about how many fucking people must be blowing smoke up his ass. How many people must be just trying to get what they can get for him. And for him to keep his essence. And look, this ain't a JJ love fest and that. This is just us paying homage to somebody who is a good individual. So, hey, salute out. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep inspiring, JJ. You know what I'm saying? Blessings.
Yeah, 100%.